Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a framework for, well, mastering your own mind, moving from those impulsive reactions to deliberate, mindful action.
Have you ever felt like you're literally fighting your own mind? Yeah, let's get into that. We're talking about that universal internal battle, the one between what we do and what we know deep down we should be doing. It's that feeling of being hijacked by our own habits, right? So the source material we're looking at today describes this as a conflict between two competing tenets living in your mind. First, you've got the impulsive mind. This is the loud one, the one that loves a bit of drama and is always looking for short-term comfort. And then you have the intellect. Think of it as your quiet, intelligent roommate that's always pushing for clarity and better long-term choices. The real question is, who's holding the master key?
So here's the game plan. We're going to unpack this internal conflict. Then I'll introduce you to a practical toolkit for clarity. We'll see how to choose what's better over what's just comfortable. And finally, we'll talk about the long-term payoff of totally rewiring your inner world.
All right, first up, let's really get to know these two opposing forces inside all of us. You got to understand the players before you can change the game, right?
Okay, so this impulsive mind, think of it as the director of your daily drama. Seriously, it's driven by these deeply ingrained habits and a kind of forgetfulness. It forgets your big goals in favor of whatever feels good right now. This constant search for short-term comfort is what the Source calls samsara, an inner world of wandering thoughts that just creates a cycle of suffering. It's the default setting that takes over the second you're not paying attention.
But then you've got your intellect, and it's a totally different story. It's always there, kind of waiting in the wings, ready to offer a moment of clarity and a better way forward. I love how the source material describes it. It's like a quiet, intelligent roommate you've just kind of forgotten to talk to. It won't shout over the noise. You have to consciously decide to engage with it.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we hand the master key over to our intellect? Well, this is the cool part. The Source gives us 3 super concrete tools to turn all this theory into actual practice.
So tool number 1 is all about rethinking the idea of a mantra. Instead of it just being some passive chant that fades into the background, this reframes it as an active, purposeful conversation with your higher self.
And this is the key insight right here. The mantra isn't just, mental decoration. The Source calls it a mental email you consciously send to your intellect. The message is simple. Hey, log in. The default mind is going haywire again. It's an active call for wisdom.
Okay, tool number 2. This one is brilliantly simple, and it uses something you literally always have with you, your own body. It's a technique to pull yourself out of that anxiety spiral by just grounding yourself in physical reality.
And here's how it works. It's a simple 4-step process. When you feel that anxiety starting to take over, you just pause. First, place. Where am I? Second, position. How am I sitting or standing? Third, posture. What's my physical bearing right now? And finally, sensation. You just scan your body. This simple act yanks your focus away from the storm in your head and connects it to the anchor of your body. It creates just enough space for your intellect to get a word in.
And for our third tool, this one's a powerful filter you can apply to every single decision you make all day long. I'm talking everything from what you eat for breakfast to how you're going to respond to that tricky email.
See, at every single crossroad, you've basically got 2 options. There's the comfortable choice. This one's driven by that impulsive mind. It wants what's easy, what gives you an instant ego boost. But then there's the better choice. This one's driven by your intellect. It takes a second of deliberate thought, yeah, but it's the one that builds character and gives you that long-term clarity. The whole practice is just learning to pause and ask yourself, am I choosing what's comfortable or what's actually better?
Okay, so let's see how this choice between better and comfortable actually plays out in the real world. Because, understanding a lesson is one thing, but actually applying it, that's the whole game. The source material tells this fantastic story about a shopkeeper. This guy, he religiously went to listen to a sage's teachings every single evening for 10 years. He loved the wisdom, he totally got the concepts, but he always left them at the door. He never actually let them change how he lived his life or ran his business. But then one day, his son goes in his place. The son hears the sage talk about service, and the very next day, a hungry cow wanders up to the shop. He doesn't shoo it away. He remembers the lesson, and he lets the cow eat some of the stock.
Think about that. He heard the wisdom just once and immediately put it into action. He chose the better path, not just the comfortable one of hoarding his inventory. And this story just perfectly highlights a core idea from the source. Our suffering, our samsara, it doesn't really come from external stuff like losing a bit of shop stock. No, it comes from our internal world, our impulsive, reactive, wondering thoughts about those things.
So, what's the end game here? What's the point of all this? Consistently choosing that better path, using these tools every day. It's not just about making a few better decisions. It's about fundamentally rewiring the entire operating system of your mind. The ultimate goal is to reach what the text calls mental maturity. And what is that? It's the state where your mind is so clear that it just doesn't forget anymore. It automatically remembers and applies the wisdom. Choosing clarity over drama becomes your new default setting. Now, look, this is not an overnight fix, not at all. The source lays out this gradual 4-stage process. It all starts with just recognizing the intellect's role. Then, through practice, you achieve that mental maturity. That, in turn, fosters a deeper desire for this kind of awareness, which you keep going with disciplined daily practice. It's a cycle that builds on itself. And just to set some realistic expectations here, the guide in our source material, Girish Jha, he openly says that it took him a full year of consistent daily effort to really internalize all this and reach that state of mastery. So this just underscores the need for patience. It's a marathon for sure, not a sprint. So what's the big takeaway here? It's this. This isn't about trying to get some new mystical power. Not at all. It's about activating a powerful tool you already have. Your intellect is already installed on your system. The real work is just remembering to open the app and actually use it.
And in the end, that's what this framework does. It puts the power and the responsibility right back in your hands. It's all a practice of self-awareness and making a deliberate choice, which leaves us with a final, empowering question to think about as we go about our own day.